Welcome to Intermediate, number 2. Jump straight in, feet hip distance apart, knees soft, weight even on the feet and on the 3 points of each foot. Finding your neutral pelvis, standing down through the feet and up through the top of the head. Relaxing the chest, letting the shoulder blades slide back and down, and then let your arms hang loose by your sides. Activating your core then, drawing your belly button in or lifting your pelvic floor. Breathing into the ribs, expanding as you breathe in, contracting as you breathe out. And on the next out breath, rotating your hips to one side. Breathing in as you come back to the center. Breathing out as you go to the opposite side. And just loosening out the joints, warming up the muscles. You can reach a little bit with the hand and foot, bend the arms back, just to get the arms involved. One more time on each side. Good. And then we're going to rock forward onto the feet. Coming up onto the balls of the foot. Try not to roll out onto the little toe, keeping your heels the same distance apart as you go up, as you come back down. And then if you're able, rocking back a little bit onto your heels, try not to fall backwards. You can add your arms then, bring your arms forward. It's going to go shoulders first, but what I want to do is bring them all the way up and keep my ribs tucked in, keep my spine in neutral. So on the side, up, back. Trying not to swing my hips. Try to work through my ankles. One more time. So I'm finishing on the back. And back to feet on the floor. I'm going to bring my knee up then. So lifting my right knee. Core engaged. Left knee is soft. Try not to grip the floor or the mat with my toes or put too much weight into it. I'm going to bring my arms out to the side, palms toward the ceiling as I circle out. And then changing direction, palms towards the floor. Good, and then relaxing the foot back down. Relax the arms for a moment. Core engaged, shift over. Again, find your balance. Try not to grip the floor. Palms toward the ceiling as you circle away from the center. Good. And then palms towards the floor as you circle in toward the center, or in toward the center. And then relax the arms and the leg back down. And then into our roll down. So core engaged. Let your head go first. Don't let the chin touch the chest. Eyes towards the belly button. Let the neck go. Upper back, mid back, lower back. Keeping your knees soft. Eyes towards the belly button. Lengthening along the backs of the legs. Tipping the floor. And then breathing out as you roll back up. Good. And going for 2. And 3. Go for 1 more. Breathing in as my head passes the hips. Do my best to keep my hips over my feet. Always keeping the knees soft. And then coming down off the mat. We're going to start again with the 100. I'm going to go for 10 breaths this time. So shoulders back, core engaged. Float your right leg up. Imprint your spine, throw your left leg up. Turning your spine to neutral, knees to coffee table. Lifting the head and shoulders, imprinting the spine, floating your arms off the floor. You can extend your legs, squeeze together. In for 5 counts. Out for 5 counts. Keeping the lower back imprinted on the floor, arms moving in time with the count. Look at squeezing the legs together, engaging the glutes and the inner thighs. Keeping the shoulders off the floor. Thinking about drawing the belly button down towards the spine. Now the last one. Go at your own pace. If you finish before me, that's fine. Need a little bit longer, that's fine as well. Just giving the hip flexors, your lower back. Then we're going to go into the single leg stretch. Core engaged, floating your right leg up, imprinting your spine, floating your left leg up, lifting your head and shoulders. Breathing out as you extend, breathing in as you swap over. Breathing out, breathing in. Again, you can aim higher or lower, depending on how difficult or easy you find it. Keep your lower back imprinted, keep your core engaged. You can add the hands, opposite hand goes to knee, same side hand goes to ankle. Last one. And you can hug the knees for just a moment, rock a little side to side, and return one foot to the floor, followed by the other. Into the shoulder bridge. So core engaged, tilt the pelvis, rolling up. Keeping your hips level, float one leg up, and return. Float the other leg up, and return, and roll. And going for 2. And again. You're going to aim for 8, making sure you roll up one vertebra at a time. Keep your hips high and level as you lift the leg. Think about bringing the knee toward the ceiling. And then rolling back down one vertebra at a time. Keeping the chest open, shoulder blades back and down. Good, just going for 2 more. Trying to keep all 3 points of each foot on the floor. Good, and then relaxing back down. Just take a moment and I'm going to go into the scissors. So with the scissors you can lift your head and shoulders, imprinting the spine. Float one leg up, float the other leg up because the spine is already imprinted. Lengthen both legs towards the ceiling and grab my right leg behind my thigh and lower my left leg. And extend my left away, extend my right towards the ceiling, and if you can keep it straight, you can pull in and switch over on the in-breath. Yeah, and 8 on each side. Keeping the legs straight, keeping the spine imprinted, keeping the hips level. So the leg that extends doesn't touch the floor, keep it floating, the shoulders up. Now relax down. Again, you can hug in if you need to. And then lengthen one leg, lengthen the other leg, and then stand up into a full body stretch. And turn onto the side bend into the banana. Rotating up your side, bringing both legs forward, bottom arm forward, straight out in front of the shoulder, dropping the top hip back. Again, you want to feel the oblique switch on. You can feel it here as well, the outside of the leg. Core engaged, and as you breathe out, you're going to lift the leg at 45 degrees, push off the elbow and lift the upper body. Breathing in as you come back down. Going for 2. I'm just going for 2 more. Good. And then onto your front. Going in, ribs tucked in, shoulder blades back and down, core switched on. And as you breathe out, extending out to the top of the head, lifting up. Only going as far as you can comfortably go without putting weight into the abdomen. Breathing in as you return, and then breathing out as you extend. Breathing in as you return. If you can, lift up. Push through the arms, engage the back, and as you lower the upper body, you're letting the legs lift. Going for 3. So I'm trying to keep my legs straight. Again, keeping the weight out of my abdomen. It's in my hips and my ribs. Trying to keep that lower back nice and long, using my upper back muscles, and my glutes and my hamstrings. Last one. Good. That's back down. We're going to go into the leg pull prone. So bringing my elbows in underneath my shoulders, shoulder blades back and down, core engaged. As I breathe out, tilting the pelvis up at the front, lifting the hips, tucking my toes under, and lifting up into a full bridge position. Breathing in for 5 counts. Sorry, just breathing in through the nose, breathing out through the mouth. Going for 5 to 8 breaths. Keeping that core engaged, keeping the pelvis tilted up a little bit at the front. Engage the glutes in the lower abs. One more breath. And relax the knees down. Relax the upper body down. Again, come back down onto your heels. Bring your knees apart into your prayer pose as you bring your arms forward. Good. And when you're ready, good. And go on to the other side of the banana. Again, palm out and down, arms straight in front of the shoulder, legs forward, dropping that top hip back so you're not up on your hip bone. Side engaged, core engaged, And as you breathe out, pushing off the elbow and lifting up, going for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, last one. From here then coming up to your roll up, pointing your feet, legs together, core engaged, sitting up tall, breathing out, tilting the pelvis, curving the spine, rolling over your sacrum and trying to find that lowest part of the spine, make sure it finds the floor. Reaching back, keeping your ribs tucked in and your spine in neutral, bringing the arms forward, breathing out as you roll up and through, breathing in as you come back up nice and tall. Going 2, again, we're going for 10, really trying to keep the legs together, squeezing down, reaching through the fingertips as you go back. Really trying to roll down and up through the spine. Tilting the pelvis. We're aiming for 10. If you can't, you still can't make it all the way to the floor, that's fine. Go as far as you can. Arms out, in, and back up. You may need to keep the legs apart. Keeping the legs together just makes it that little bit harder. So if you find you can do it with legs slightly apart, that's fine for the moment. We're obviously building up to legs together. Last one. Okay, and then into the can-can. So again, I'm going to do it facing forward so you can see what I'm doing. Shoulders back and down, core switched on, knees together. As you breathe out, you can let your legs fall to one side. Extend both legs. Come back into the center. Other side. Again, going for 8 on each side. Take breaks if you need them. This one in particular can be quite tough. Okay. Notice I'm not going like all the way down here. I want to keep my shoulders facing forward. If my legs are up a little bit in the air, that's fine. Once I'm coming off the side of my sit bone, yeah, it's unlikely now that you're doing both legs. You may still find you walk a little bit down the mat. So if you need to at any point, pause, bring your hips in or bring your hands in. Keeping the knees together, really trying to squeeze them together. Last one on each side. Good. And then we're going to do the double leg stretch. So hugging the knees in for a moment. Lifting the head and the shoulders, core engaged. And as you breathe out, extend. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Keeping those shoulders up. 8, 9. Last one. Good. I'm here if you feel you're able. You're going to rock a little back and forth. We'll make your way up to seated. I'm going to go into rolling back. From here, core engaged, tilt the pelvis back. Roll. So try not to grab your shins. Trying to get your abs to do the work, but absolutely help out with the shins. And if you can, try not to come back to the floor. Now find that balance point. And relax back down. Now we're just going to do the boomerang to finish. So, shoulders back and down, core switched on. Hands are in front, beside the thighs. Cross your right leg over your left. You can point your feet or strong and flex. You can bend your knees with this one if you need to take some of the pressure off. But straight legs if you can. Tilt the pelvis, curve the spine as if you're going to roll back, because you are. Float your legs up, and then try to let the roll, carry the legs over, get that stretch through the backs of the legs. Roll back up, and down, and reach forward. We're going to stick with the same leg, so we're going to go for 5 on this side. Oh, sorry, we're going to go for 4 on this side. Last one. And then switch over and go for 4 on the other side. And lean forward, get that second stretch through the hamstring. So you're kind of stretching the leg on the bottom here, and then stretching the leg on the bottom here. Once you've done your 4 and 4, and then come over onto our side and into our stretch. So bottom leg is forward, grab so the leg again, you can come onto your elbow if you need to. Try to get the knee in line with the rest of the body first, and then if you need more of a stretch, you pull the heel in and or lie down. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Good. Let's do a little 5 breaths. I'm going to release the knee. I'm going to switch over just to the other side this way. So, grabbing my foot. Again, as you can see, I'm bringing my leg in line with the rest of my body, shoulder and hip. Bringing my heel in. If I feel I need more of a stretch, I can lie down. More of a stretch, you can try and bring your heel in a little further. Yeah, once you've done 5, then come forward onto your front. We're going to go into the hip flexor stretch. So I'm going to bring my right leg forward, left leg on the floor, tilt my pelvis up a little bit, keep my upper body nice and tall. It helps you have a block or something to hold on to with the side here, so you don't have to worry about your balance. Just going to try and bring my hips forward, but keep my upper body nice and tall. So getting that stretch down into the front of the hip, possibly again down into the thigh, but hopefully you've stretched out the thigh, so we'll focus mostly on the hip flexor. And then gently coming back out. So again, just going for 5 breaths. I'm going to switch over to the other leg. Again, up nice and tall. Think about tilting my pelvis up. And then bringing my hip forward. And try to keep the hips squared. Don't mind kind of opening out like this. And keep the hips, both hips facing forward. Again, going for a mild to moderate stretch. Once you've done 5, you come back. We're going to go onto a T stretch on the floor. So I'm going to lie down in a crucifix position basically. This arm out, shoulder on the floor. I'm going to roll to the side. I'm going to take this arm, try to bring it back behind me. If you can't get that far, you can push off this part for support. Drop this leg back, the top leg back for leverage. If you can, you're going to try and get to here, try and get your hands to touch behind your back. Not saying that you will, but that's the intention. Good, and then once you've done 5 breaths, you can come back over nice and gently. I'm going to switch over to the other arm. And rotate. I'm bending the leg on the bottom just a little bit, so I'm not, the focus is on stretching my chest rather than on stretching all the way through the bottom. I straighten out my leg, balance it a little bit harder. With a little more focus on the diagonal through the body. And relax back down. And at the moment I'm just want to focus on my chest. Then we're going to lie back on our back and do our relaxation. So gently tensing your feet, your calves, your thighs, your hips and glutes, abs and lower back, chest and upper back, hands, arms, shoulders, squeeze and release. Breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. And feet, calves, thighs, hips and glutes, abs and lower back, chest and upper back, hands, arms, shoulders, squeeze and release. Deep breath in then, filling up the lungs. Holding for a moment. And release. And again, deep breath in. Gathering any tension in the body up into the chest, mixing it with the air. And then as you release, let that tension go. And lastly then, deep breath in. And release, melting into that. Breathing normally then in through your nose and out through your mouth. Be aware of the sounds and sensations around you. Just focus on the breathing. Breathing in and breathing out. Mind wanders, that's fine. So bring it back to the breathing. Breathing in and breathing in. your fingers, wiggling your toes. Open your eyes, coming back into the room. Ready, rolling onto your side and bring yourself up to a seated position. Thank you all very much. Hope you enjoyed that. Again, you can leave comments below, and we'll see you all next time. Thank you.